we're working to me. Looks like we're working to me. Well, I had to run out of the house today to go pick up some medication. So I decided I would hit up the hobby shop and pick up some bits and bobs. Because I had a lot of really good news this week, and I wanted to do something fancy for myself. So I picked some stuff up, just sort of for the fun of it. Nothing that I have like a crazy plan for or anything, but some stuff that I thought would be really fun, and some models that I've enjoyed in the past, so thought it'd be a good time. Before we get to that, which is these guys, we're going to get to this guy. This is Bazdrog Neck Choppa. He is the Warhammer Plus free model guy. I picked up Warhammer Plus pretty much because it was like 50 cents more than paying for the apps, and I wanted to use the apps. So I picked it up because of that. And yeah, so you get a choice of a free model. You get this guy, or there's like an Imperial Sniper guy. A lot of people really like the Imperial Sniper guy, but I thought this guy was the cooler one, so I went ahead and I picked him up. So he's free, free shipping, everything. You just have to go to the website, and if you qualify for it, you get to pick him, and he's yours, which is pretty cool. So he's an orc with like a big eye patch. He's got a big skull on the back, and he's pretty boss, really. So he's got this giant like choppa, and he's got in his hand here. He's got like a Stormcast Eternals helmet. He's like crushing, and then that's the big back thing that goes on his back. It's really cool. And it's neat. It's got an eye patch sort of like he does. So they both have sort of the bolted and metal eye patch. And then here in the back there's just some kind of like weird braided cape thing with like skulls mixed into it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't really have any Arnjals. But I thought he was the cooler of the two models for free. And Arnjals are neat. They're one of those things that I wouldn't mind picking up in the future, even though I don't have them now, kind of thing. So, with the Imperial Assassin, he was okay. I figured I would much more likely use the Arnjals guy. So he's pretty cool. That big set of teeth there in the front. That big ass choppa. He's gonna chop some fools. I do wish he had an alternate hand besides the Stormcast Eternals helmet, but it's okay. I'm just never a big fan of I don't know, bits of fallen enemies. They're cool when they're strapped on, but when they're on the base, I'm just not a fan. So this is sort of like a mid ground there, and it's okay. It's okay. They also give you a pin when you buy your model. This just looks like some kind of Death Watch guy to me. But I guess he's from one of the series. To be honest, I only ever watched a couple episodes of the Hammer and Bolter thing. That's all I've ever watched. Supposedly some of them are pretty good, even if short. Exodite's supposedly pretty good, and so is Angels of Death? Angels of Blood, something like that. It's like a weird black and red configured thing. It's supposed to be pretty good. Part of my Mountain Dew break. Alright, let's check something. Alright, cool. Last stream, was having some technical issues. Turns out that was that was because they were fucking with the power. So I ended up losing the power later that day, so that was fun. Alright. Next up, let's look up the stuff I picked at the hobby shop for the fun of it today. So this is the Age of Sigmar Vanguard box. So these are like the combat patrol boxes for the maggotkin of Nurgle. I've already built a bunch of stuff in this box, and it's all great. But I haven't built everything in here, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I could try those guys out, see how they are. Plus, honestly, like, the stuff I have built in here, like, you can just have more of it in your army. It's fine. But let's get this wrapper off. I'll show you what's in here. Alright. So, you're going to get a 10-man unit of Plague Bearers. These are really fun models. They have a ton of variation in them, which is really cool. Lots of head options, lots of hand options, lots of arm options, different like equipment options and stuff. They're really, really fun models. They come with a ton of nurglings and stuff. They're super cool models. You also get the Spoils Pox Scrivener. He's an okay model. He's kind of neat. I like his goat feet. The big mouth. It's okay. It's okay. Not like a huge fan of it. It's alright. I kind of wish this box would have had this sloppity bile piper instead. So that's a really cool miniature I'd like to get. Then you get a unit of Blight Kings. The Blight Kings are legitimately one of the best models Games Workshop has ever made. Like hard stop. They look phenomenal. They come with so many options. I really cannot say nice enough things about these guys. This is legitimately one of my favorite Warhammer kits that I've ever built. Fantastic. I have a set of these converted for 40k to be Nurgle possessed. And I just love them. They're phenomenal. And then you get the Puscoil Blight Lords, which can have like a boss guy or it can be just two like schlubs. They look pretty cool. I've never built them before, but we're going to check them out. So this is a nice mix of models that I really like and models that I've never built before. It's one of the reasons I decided to pick it up. Plus, I mean, I don't know. All the Nurgle stuff is just fun. It always is. So we have our instructions. Put those off to the side. Got some bases. These are the bases for the Blight Kings. They go on big boy bases. These are the bases for the Plague Bearers. And then we got some runners. And then we got two big boy bases for the Puscoil Blight Lords. Alright, let's see what we got. Number 1. We got the Spoil Pox Scrivener. We got that big mouth there. Pretty cool. You know, it's a really nice detail, but the big mouth is actually the one piece I don't like about this model. I love the Nurgling eating the thing. Thank you. I love the Nurgling eating the thing. I love the really fancy quill and how he's like super daintily holding it. That's really cool. You see his hand there being super daintily holding it. Those are just like nice pieces of like character. I think they're neat. And I like the really, really just massive scroll. The big mouth, like I said, not the biggest fan of it. But the rest of the model is super cool. And he'll look super good when he's all put up and together. Next up, we've got a whole bunch of wings. Look at that. So this is the Puscoil Blight Lords. It's a big scythe. That's really cool. You got a bunch of wings. Got his back. Some kind of big icon. A couple different heads. Both of those are great. Look at the one with like the chainmail mask. That's just wonderful. Bunch of bells you can put on. There's a super cute nurgling. That one's cool. He's got a little incense thingy. Some kind of bar with bells and heads. More nurglings. Another wicked scythe. Sorry. We're probably a little out of focus. Come on. There we go. Yeah, you got some more nurglings. Another really, really cool wicked scythe. Then we got... Go ahead and pop this in half. Give me a sec. Go. Alright. We got one of the big bodies of one of the bugs. These bugs are more complex than the bugs the Blight Lords ride on. Not Blight Lords. The Plague Bearers ride on, which is really cool. I like that they're kind of more complex than that. I got the big kiln there. Oh, thank you. We got another scythe. And then some different bodies here. And we got what looks like a nurgling riding his own little bug. Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. Look at that detail. That's cool as shit. It's a nurgling riding his own little fly. That's amazing. I love that. And we got some legs. It looks like these don't have the stupid flight bases that the other flying bugs do. So that's pretty cool. The stupid flight bases are dumb. It's a really, really cool helmet. Look at that. Oh man. Oh, I gotta use that. You got a really cool trident? Dude, a trident? That's fucking wicked. Oh yeah, these are wonderful. I love these. Alright, what do we have here? We have a bug with a big bell. He's like dragging the big bell. We got another really cool head. Look at that one. That's super cool. More nurglings? Holy shit. And then just, this one's tons of legs. Oh, and a big belly. With a big mouth in it, as all nurgle bellies should have. I want to point out that I resisted the urge to go like that, so just want to point that out. There's another really neat looking helmet. It's probably going to be a little bit harder to see on camera. That's really cool too. Yeah, those are going to be awesome. This is going to be really, really fun. Super, super fun. Next up, we got one of the Blight Lord sprues. These guys have so many pieces. Like, so many pieces. Like, so many pieces and options and cool things. Like, here's a scythe, a big banner, a cool, like, falling apart sword. There's a really cool axe. Here's some bug legs. Look at this helmet with, like, the big antlers. Like, that's fucking, like, just, like, sploosh. That's wonderful. Just so cool. This guy here with the big elephantitis leg, his foot's become a hoof, which is awesome. Oh, look at this head. Look at that head with another big horn. Yeah, I love all the nature stuff in Nurgle. 10 out of 10. I want more nature, boys. Really cool flail. And then a really cool bell and a really cool big choppa. Or just wonderful, wonderful stuff. And then what do we have here? We've got another Blight Lord sprue. Lots and lots of bits. There's a nurgling popping out of a guy's belly. It's another big mouth. There's one here with a little bit more armor. I like this tentacle. Just really, it like comes out of like one of the bellies. It's like a big tongue. It's really neat. This is a spear. This is like a spear tip for one of the other things. Your guy can have a spear. Yeah, here's the handle for it. And then a cool hatchet. Really cool little wicked little knife there. And then awesome head with some bells on it. there like a... Yeah, I think there's a plague bearer head too. And the guy's the Cyclops. Oh, and this piece is really cool. It's like there's like a mouth thing coming out of his arm, and he's like, and it's like really, really cool. Yeah. Oh, and there's also a fly head. There's a fly head right there, and then another really cool nature head with the horns. Just wonderful. I love this kit. This kit really legitimately is one of my favorite, like, all-time Warhammer kits. Out of all of the kits I've built, this is legitimately one of my favorite. So this is actually the kit I am most looking forward to in this box. Even though I've built it before, because it is just so wonderful with so many cool options. I cannot sing the praises of the Blade Lords enough. Alright, on to the Nurgle Demons. When I first started 40k, I actually didn't like the look of these guys. It was actually the Cyclops heads that I didn't like about them. I don't know why, just was not a fan. But this is also a really good kit, and the look of them really grew on me. But there's a lot of cool options on here. So, got another belly with a mouth. Got a belly with some intestines hanging out. I think there's a nurgling that can hang on to that. Some more that's like falling apart there. Another different kind of mouth. Another more intestines hanging out. Some really cool swords. This is the sword for the boss. If you want to make the boss. Really cool fly head. That head's awesome. And lots of great nurglings. There's the ass nurgling where his ass is up in the air. There's like a nurgling with a squid mouth. This is one that's like pulling intestines out of a guy. Another one where the guy's like all tangled up in the intestines. And then one that's just like prancing along. Just, yeah. This is a really good kit too. I will admit I did not like the look of this style of demon in the beginning. But it did really grow on me. Largely because of how fun this kit is to build. Because you do have so many options. You get a really nice banner. You also get an instrument here. It's just like a big panpipe. Another set of really nice horns there. 10 out of 10 for the nature things. You got some more nurglings pulling out intestines. Yeah. It's just really cool, like kind of like fly head, which is really neat. Yeah, and there's a nurgling hiding inside that guy's belly there. It's pretty boss. Oh, here's the big screamer face. This one's awesome. Where the jaw's like super distended, like it's in a horror movie. Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, this is great. Yeah, these kits are just, everything in this box is really wonderful. The only thing I'm not super into is the Spoilpox Scrivener. But I think he'll be an okay kit. I don't really know until I build him. If this box had the Sloppity Biopiper in it, I would say it's probably the best like army in a box they've ever made. If it had him instead of the Spoilpox Scrivener. Just because the like quality of the kits in this box is phenomenal. It really, really is. Alright. Maggotkin and Nurgle, Vanguard. How do we build our bros? Instructions for the Scrivener. Instructions for the flies. There we go. Yeah, a bunch of different guys on top. Oh man, some of those are really wicked cool. Oops, sorry. Yeah, some of those are really cool. Oh, I really like that one. With the like mouth and the extra arm tentacle thing. Really like that. Oh, this one's great too. God, they're all so good. They're all so good. And the really neat thing is there's options for them too, right? So like if you look at this guy here, he has 2 head options, right? And then you look at, yeah, this guy, 2 head options. This guy, 2 head options. This guy, 2 head options. Really cool. It also looks like if you really wanted to, you can magnetize the different guys on here pretty easy just by sinking a magnet in the legs and then sinking a magnet in the belly. You could magnetize them pretty easy. I don't know if there's a ton of value in that. Because like, if you put your bugs down on the table and you're like, this one's Lord of Afflictions and this one's the Blight Lords, and you can remember which is which. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the Pus Coil, or the Lord of Afflictions, sorry, has to be like holding the guy out, right? Like, I don't know, maybe he does, but it doesn't seem like that's a thing to me. Alright, we got some really awesome, crazy options for Nurglings. So many wonderful Nurglings. 10 out of 10. Would Nurg again. And then just the insanity that is the options of the Blight Kings. Like, just so many options. Like, I can't even. There's so many choices here. Like, do you want a giant bell? Do you want a hatchet? Do you want a sword and shield? Like, do you want crab arms? And the really cool things is most of these options, you can mix and match them. And if they don't fit perfectly, green stuff it, and it's Nurgle. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it will look great. Because it's Nurgle. But yeah, they're wonderful. And then, just to show the insane number of options as well for the Plague Bearers. I mean, look at that. Look at all those heads and all those arms down there. Right? And it's mix and match town. Right? Same thing with the bellies up there. Like, mix and match, go to town. Make whatever bellies and whatever bodies you want. Go. Right? That's it. And then Nurglings, little heads and bugs and all kinds of stuff. I would definitely recommend you. Yeah. This is one of the best armies in a box, in my opinion. As far as competitiveness, don't ask me that. I don't know. But I will say that if you wanted to run this as like humans, you could do that and then summon in the demons, right? So you would run these guys, you would run these guys, this guy, and then you'd summon these in. And it would work pretty well. But yeah, just awesome box. Super happy to have it. All the kits in there are wonderful. Alright. Now, let's talk about this sucker. So, I live in Hawaii. There are several comic shops out here. And there are multiple places that sell Warhammer. One of the stores on the island has a lot of like old stuff or stuff that's like made to order, which is really nice. So like, my brain was running a little bit today. I'm a big anxious mess if you can't tell. My brain was running a little bit, not gonna lie. So I decided to go over to the hobby shop today while I was dealing with some other stuff out about in town, and just take a look around, right? And I decided to go over to that hobby shop because they have a ton of old stuff, and just stuff that like other hobby shops normally don't have, right? Which is really fun, right? So you'll find a ton of these like white boxes with just a description of it, right? And you don't know what the hell's in it. Right? You have to read the label, right? So this one is a Chaos Space Marine hellbrute. So I picked this up. I thought this was the older hellbrute, the like monopose one that's like that with like one arm up and the other arm's like, or it could be a gun, right? Like that's what I thought this guy was. I think this is actually the newer hellbrute, the same one that's going to come in the combat patrol box for Chaos Space Marines, which honestly is probably a much better kit than the monopose one, but I thought I was getting the monopose one. So you can check him out. So, standard CSM sprue. So you got Night Lords, Word Bearers, Thousand Suns, Chaos Undivided, Alpha Legion, Armed Warriors. So, just the standard one that comes in pretty much every CSM box. Now, I cannot tell you which most of these pieces are, because I've never built this, and the way this kit goes together looks really, really fucking weird. So there are tons of details on here. There's some kind of hand. There's some kind of laser gun. Really cool, like, spike things. What looks like a bunch of shoulders. Some more hands. Like, really, the way this is broken up is really hard to tell what everything is. Like, I can tell this is a crotch, right? With some kind of spine. Some kind of gun. These are feet. You know, more guns. There's like a hammer hand. There's another gun. You know, but a lot of these bits and bobs, like, you know, they're not immediately obvious, right? Some kind of like tentacle arm. There's like the main chassis bit. Bunch of heads there. It's really neat. Bunch of different options there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and then another arm. Might be able to actually magnetize this guy. But yeah, as you can see, it's the newer one, which really is probably pretty cool, but like I said, I did think I was getting the other one. So there are 5 different heads. No, there's 6. Oh, yeah, I guess 1 plus those. 6 different heads. And then you build the body. Build the body. Keep building the body. You build the waist. If you look at how that body connection works, I bet you can magnetize it to the waist so that your dreadnought could go and pivot. That would be cool. Okay, there's a lot of... Looks like you can get Power Fist on each side. You can get that rocket pod. You get a plasma, a melta, an autocannon, the tentacle arm, or a hammer. Interesting. Or a las cannon. Does look like there's pieces that connect from the body to the arm. It's a little disappointing. It's going to make magnetizing a little bit harder. Unless, let's see. Alright, so that's that piece there, right? And that's the tips. Alright, and then I want to do... The fuck is that? That's an even different gun that I didn't even know was on there. It's a heavy bolter. God, this thing has so many fucking options. It's crazy. Maybe you can magnetize here and give him a couple options out of the pieces at least without like going bonkers with magnetization. Maybe. You're still going to lose some of the tubes going to the body. Those you're going to lose if you magnetize, but it's okay. Well, My husband's in bed, so I've got nothing else to do. So let's work on this sucker a little bit. I don't know if we'll 100% figure it out together, but we'll give it a shot at least, right? Ugh. My brain is trying to track through the pieces. You know what? Actually, on second thought, we will go ahead and we will call it there. My brain is not rocking and rolling tonight. Let's put it that way. So I'll go ahead and I'll call it there, because this guy's going to take a little bit of brain power. I'm not sure I have it to build him and stream at the same time. So I will go ahead and I will call it there. Thank you guys for watching me talk about all these toys. I love toys. They're the fucking best. Oh, speaking of toys. Oh my god, look. Look at my Plague Furnace Kit Bash. It's coming along. It's a literal furnace filled with goo. And it's going to be like splurting goo out. It's so good. I'm going to have like an actual goo splurt coming out of it. It's so cool. Anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it was neat to see what's in these boxes. And see all just like the crazy options for things. You get so many guns with this thing, right? You get so many options for the Blight Lords. You get so many options for the Plague Bearers. Just cool stuff, you know? But I'll go ahead, I'll call it there. Thank you guys for watching. And, yeah, hopefully this weekend I'll be playing one-page rolls again, which will be really fun. We'll play through the campaign some more of Grimdark Firefight and have a good time. And with that, I'll go ahead and I'll call it.